Today I'm going to be talking about something I have seen recently. Here is what's going on. Attacks on the idea of surrogacy itself and adoption by anyone who isn't in a heterosexual relationship have once again intensified. This is a serious matter that I need to address as soon as possible, and this is why I'm talking about it now. Firstly, we need to get to the recent history of when this started. Around November-December 2023 on Twitter, the cuckservatives, tradcons, and their pro-MAGA allies have all started to attack surrogacy and therefore the right of single people to have children. And it's all because a gay man happened to use surrogacy. The attacks were cruel and they started calling for a ban on adoption for anyone who isn't in a heterosexual relationship, and the attacks on LGBTQ plus people in general were bad, with the cuckservatives calling them sodomites and using all manner of insults, lies, and fake propaganda against them, as well as spreading outright lies about surrogacy and claiming it's somehow trafficking. Why is this important and how did my views change? Well, to put it simply, the cuckservatives are opposed to anything that isn't their vision of society, which means they are opposed to MGTOW. Given that we have also learned that the cuckservatives and tradcons were never our allies, and I also learned that we are better off supporting the LGBTQ plus community, as that community is currently protecting our interests. This is one of the main reasons I started being more pro-LGBTQ plus than I was before. However, this is just the backstory, and here is the main news. We are now seeing a repeat of something similar, with feminists and their allies, as well as some cuckservatives calling for a ban on surrogacy and adoption for anyone who isn't in a heterosexual relationship. This time, they are a bit more honest. Right now, the tweet you're seeing is me replying to Talencia being honest about her misandry and sexism. Remember this, right now they made their real intent clear. They don't believe that single men and non-heterosexual people should have the right to adopt. This isn't hidden, but it's visible for everyone. Now I want to point something out about her tweet that I responded to. First of all, her tweet is sexist and borderline hateful. This is clear when she assumes that single men and men in general adopting are bad with no valid evidence other than her feelings. Secondly, her opinion on men adopting kids is also homophobic, acephobic, and arophobic. This is clear when you consider that non-heterosexual men, and in particular aroace men, aroace being the shorthand for aromantic asexual, are not going to have the typical heterosexual relationship that she deems as important when it comes to adopting. Her ideas and some other people who share her similar viewpoint propose that non-heterosexual men and aroace men in particular be blocked from adopting kids or using surrogacy on the basis of a characteristic that they cannot change. This is evil, discriminatory, and despicable. This is more proof that feminist ideology and its astroturfed causes, such as opposition to surrogacy, is very hateful and anti-male. And let's get this clear, it's an astroturfed cause. There is no genuine reason for anti-surrogacy other than the interest of having just one group of people controlling whether people can have kids or not. And that idea of one people controlling all of that is also evil. But let's get back to the script. They may claim that they merely want equality, but this is false. They have attacked us males and attacked male rights and still do. If you don't believe me, look at the TERFs. Feminist-inspired misandry, hatred, and bigotry inspired a branch of radical feminism that's transphobic and still hateful to MGTOW and the manosphere and men in general. and TERFs in particular, are very hypocritical. They wish to ban trans people from their own spaces while doing everything possible to prevent us from having our own spaces, including suing them out of existence. So you can clearly see how feminism is evil and leads to the TERFs and other such similar ideologies. On the cuckservative side, the tradcons want to impose upon us their vision of society, which is gynocentric and does not represent our wish for equality and representation of our people in society, our people being us males. The difference is that on their side, they use religion and traditionalism as justification. They oppose us being single, and just as the feminists do, they also use shaming tactics and call us incels, etc. Out of all the communities in the world, the LGBTQ+ community are one of the very few that want to stand up and actually stand up for our right to have children as single men, as bachelors, and as those who aren't interested in having a heterosexual relationship for various reasons, which to most MGTOWs should be obvious, and want to defend the right to be single, and that's important. They are one of the few communities that actually believe that us being single is legitimate, because the tradcons and the feminists all produce baseless lies saying that us being single means we're incels or something like that. If you have been in MGTOW long enough, you'll realize that. But anyways, I need to stop rambling and go back to script. While I don't agree with everything the LGBTQ+ community believes and supports, at least they are willing to be reasonable and to accept our right to exist. Our right as in us MGTOWs. Our right to exist as a free and independent community, which is why I hope that we can negotiate peace or an alliance of some kind in the future, but more on that in a separate video in the future. In the end, trying to force a ban on surrogacy and a requirement of being in a heterosexual relationship of any kind, or a relationship of any kind in order to adopt is evil, and we will never accept it. We should never let people who don't have our best interests in mind and who hate us deciding on whether we can pass our legacy on or not. This is why we as MGTOWs must be as pro-surrogacy as possible, because it is that, and by extension the artificial wombs in the future, that will allow us to fully control and fully decide for ourselves whether we can have kids without relying on people who will potentially attack us or deny us that right, either due to their interest or due to their fake morals such as traditionalism and religion. We will prevail and they will fail, and as long as we MGTOWs and non-MGTOWs alike work together to stop the feminists and cuckservatives from winning, we will win. And we will win because we are on the right side of history. But anyways, this has been Igor MGTOW on Video Games. Like and subscribe and click the bell notifications on YouTube if you enjoyed the video. And follow me on odyssey.com and MGTOW.tv and Twitter. And join my Guilded server, and bye bye. Thanks for watching.